Massive crypto news for all you crypto holders out there. Stablecoin bill set to pass Senate. I believe this evening is a huge vote. From a legislative standpoint, this is incredibly meaningful, and I want to discuss that in the beginning of today's video. Bitcoin on the daily chart, it is a moment away. It is a move away from all-time highs, and the setup is looking quite sound. I want to dig into it in the video and what that means for altcoins. I know many people have had their patience tested with altcoin markets. This is the altcoin charts, excluding Bitcoin. Here it is on the monthly. The setup for all-time highs is still here. The launch pad has never looked so good. I want to discuss what the all-time highs for altcoin markets might look like and why that is probably, in my view, the beginning of altcoin bull market. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. If you're an Intelligence System, Crypto Capital Venture Intelligence System member, we have a huge announcement coming out, so please keep your eyes peeled today. If you're not a member, hit the link below. We have a 40% off deal running right now, and we are just absolutely building out on this platform. So keep your eyes peeled for an announcement today. Let's start with the news. Stablecoin bill set to pass Senate. There's multiple reasons why this is a big deal, and I'll explain why. One of the reasons I think it's huge. There might be people even in the comments that are just, they don't like this from a kind of decentralization, privacy perspective, all of that. But that's not the purpose of the video, at least as far as how I'm covering it today. I want to talk about what this could mean for things like liquidity and the space and the growth of the space in general. The crypto industry appears poised to grab its first major legislative victory as Congress moves closer to passing a bill to regulate stablecoins. I wanted to mention this. While stablecoins are currently used primarily for trading, issuers believe they could soon be a serious challenger to traditional payments networks. There's going to be a lot of narratives coming out of just this one piece alone. And I wanted to mention that. I was talking to Grok about kind of this whole Genius Act, what it could mean, this bill, what it could mean for stablecoins or for crypto space in general. And the focus for me is liquidity. So I was just kind of brainstorming with Grok, like, from a liquidity perspective, what's the deal here? How could this help? Well, it points out very simple reasons. Regulatory clarity, attracting institutional capital. We've already seen institutional capital, but if this gets passed, that will likely increase tremendously because of even just the comfort level of institutions in general. Standardized stablecoin market, incentives for market participation, and then global influence and market confidence. So, and this is multifaceted, right? So each point goes into deeper layers, but the liquidity that crypto space could get in general, and this isn't just for Bitcoin. This isn't just for Bitcoin. This is for altcoins as well. This is very big. And I think foundationally, liquidity is a very big part of, obviously, the growth of the crypto space. When we start looking at Bitcoin charts going to all-time high or altcoin charts breaking all-time high, entering some type of bull market, it's because we would likely be seeing liquidity increasing, and we likely be seeing crypto space as a whole entering a new era. And this is, I think, a very big piece of that. So in terms of the vote, I saw mixed signals all over the place. I asked Grok, when's the vote? It said 8:30 Eastern. I'm not sure if that's even accurate. I saw earlier times. So either way, keep your eyes open today for this vote. It'll be very interesting to see what it does to crypto charts. But let's start with Bitcoin, and then let's look at the altcoin charts. Here's what we have going on Bitcoin. And it's very clear to me what I'm watching for at the very least. I know I've been mentioning it a lot lately, but how consistent has this been so far? The last consolidation swing high to swing low, this area, when Bitcoin was exiting and breaking that Fibonacci, the lower high Fibonacci, to make that next power move, this area at the upper end of the Fibonacci has been a pretty cool area to watch this time around. And here we are. We're testing, and you can just see the weekly wicks so far, testing the upper end of that Fibonacci. If you go and you just look at the move for Bitcoin when this happened last time, we have crazy data on the weekly. Look at the histogram on the MACD trending up at that move, at the beginning of the move, right? As it's testing the upper end of the Fibonacci before the power move to all-time high. And we just have something very similar happening right now. Even on this RSI, slower moving momentum oscillator, we have a lot of upside in store there. But it's a daily chart that kind of gets crazy because there's our Fibonacci, by the way, and look at the support there at that upper end of the Fibonacci at the 786. Let me just remove that though. We have Bitcoin trending in a similar way that it did back here to the 20-day moving average. that's just a nice move. Fibonacci support here or not, a very nice move to see. But look at the daily candle. If you bring into context all-time high for Bitcoin back here, yesterday's daily candle, today's daily candle, even, you know, we're slightly red. We are hovering at all-time high area now. Look at this wick, up to like $109,000. This move could happen so fast. I know it seems like a lot. It's a $5,000 move, but here we are, everybody. And we talked about this probably years ago. Imagine those days when we're just going to have like $1,000 moves and just like that. And we're talking in the days when Bitcoin was like, I don't know, $10,000 or something. $1,000 move was way more back then than what it is now. So a $5,000 move in this regard is not that much. If we look at this from where we are right now, a $5,000 move, if Bitcoin made a move to $110,000, it's a 5% day for Bitcoin. That's all. And it broke all-time high. This could happen very quickly. And the setup right there is here. And it's interesting that we have this headline. I don't know if this is going to help or hurt Bitcoin, right? Sometimes we have very bullish headlines that we might anticipate is going to move Bitcoin up and crypto up, and then the opposite happens and we fall first before going up. So just be careful in regards to that. But either way, bringing all the other things into perspective, you know, on this daily chart, global M2 money supply continuing to increase. You can just see this setup for Bitcoin, whether it's now or next week. The continued uptrend for Bitcoin and all-time highs is very much in play in the short term. Let's go over to altcoins and let's look at this, because this chart becomes very apparent in terms of how the setup, it's just there for all-time highs now. Even more so back here in November. If you remember, we were getting this breakout in November. We thought we were going to kind of break all-time highs powerfully and enter altcoin bull market. It didn't happen. We've consolidated, but let's think about this. If Bitcoin breaks all-time high in a similar fashion that it did back here in October to November, broke all-time high, did all that, what do you think altcoins on this monthly chart are going to do? Look at the MACD on the monthly. It has not had any type of bull market. You can just see even right now this consolidation, and I think it's very important as I'm doing the analysis right now. Every time I'm looking into any single data point, as I'm talking, and I want to mention it, I just keep thinking, this red histogram, it's red, it's consolidation, but for me, when I think about what was taking place right there, record-breaking high fear event for traditional markets and crypto, this is what altcoin markets on this monthly were doing. A higher low on the MACD line and the signal line right there, and then the RSI just sitting here, still consolidating at pre-bull market levels, not having its bull market yet on the monthly. So again, I ask, what do you think might happen on something like this weekly chart if Bitcoin breaks all-time highs, similar to what was happening back here when Bitcoin was breaking out, right? I think altcoins after this high fear event are just ready for all-time highs and price discovery. And so when I'm looking at this, though, I want to mention this because it's important. Even the 20-week moving average here just looking very good support so far. But that is not to say it won't fail. We have to consolidate more before trending upwards. I really want to point your attention to back here. When Bitcoin was kind of getting ready to make its move, altcoins on this altcoin market cap chart kind of trending down, right? Red candles looking bad, falling below the 20 and the 50-week moving average. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, explosive move. And if you go look at that and try and get a picture of this again on the MACD, and these momentum oscillators are very helpful to me because they've really helped me visualize the momentum without just kind of guessing what that looks like on the chart, on the price chart. But check it out. Here's our red candles, right? And then explosive move to the upside. But check it out. There it is. That first green histogram, there's the beginning of that move. And notice what was happening. The 20-week just trending towards the 50-week, that blue and green line. And what's happening right now? Similar thing, right? That 20-week closing in on the 50-week. And it might need to kind of get a little closer before trending back up. So this week could be a very green week for altcoins. It could. But we might have a little bit more downside before the breakout. So we see how that interaction went back here. Let's see how it goes right here. Ultimately, though, we're looking for some type of consolidation, whether it ends now and we start going up, we go a little lower, and then it's up. We're looking for some higher low consolidation before altcoins making a move. If Bitcoin makes its move to all-time highs, altcoins might lag. Altcoin holders might get frustrated while Bitcoin's having its moment, and then all of a sudden, altcoins might kind of turn on those rocket boosters and start trending upwards. Things might get kind of parabolic fast. So let's see how these markets play out, especially with this news today, and let's see how this vote even goes. But all the while, everybody, I appreciate you cruising through, watching this video today. If you got any value from it and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit that like, turn notifications on, and if you're not a member of our intelligence system, check it out. Hit the link below. We have a huge sale going on and a very big release happening today. I will see you all in the next video. Appreciate you cruising through. God bless.